Oh, motherfucking righty. Let's get into it. How we doing? How we doing? Oh, wrong one. Hello, everybody. Hello. Marijuana to you. I don't know who's in here kicking it with me. How we doing out there? I feel like we saw some shit go down. Yeah, it's a stream, Sunday little stream here, a little special. I probably should have popped on Sir Mids, or actually not Sir Mids isn't here anymore. Sir Hi, but it's whatever, right? What up, Peter? How we doing? Now, the reason I wanted to jump on though was because of this whole pyramid thing, right? Like I haven't had a chance to really like dive into this pyramid thing, and I want to. When I found out about it, it was like I was busy with work and I had to just focus in on that, and I couldn't sit down and go over what the fuck. Like this is questioning humanity. Roll one up. We gonna get this. Shit's crazy, 710. Have you seen it? Okay, Mike, have you not heard about this yet? Like when I've asked a couple people, they some of them weren't even aware. I mean, it's fairly new. Pretty big deal though. So supposedly, no, not even supposedly. Like they found, I'm not even gonna be able to explain it correctly. Okay, where's the one though? Like, let's get the one that came out. Okay, that one's got 2 million views, all right? That one's got 2 million views, so I'm going to assume that's kind of the one that broke it. All right, check this shit out.
They're claiming that the greatest archaeological discovery was just made at the pyramids. But what does this mean for Christianity? For a long time, the pyramids have had tons of speculation and mystery about their origin. On one side of the spectrum, you have some people that say it was definitely built by humans. We just don't know how they did it. And the other side says it was definitely aliens, a more advanced species that came over and used their advanced technology to build something that within that context and time in history can't be explained. But this latest discovery may reveal something even more mysterious. And it's possible that the narrative that all these pyramids were tombs is all wrong. And interestingly enough, some of these theories may even be explained through scripture. But before we get into that, guys, my name is Ruslan. This channel exists to encourage, empower, and inspire you to live a life that blesses God. So if you're new here, or if you're not new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're subscribed, as a huge percentage of people that watch this channel, unfortunately, are not. All right, let's jump into the video. I'll try to keep this as simple as possible. Basically, they used radar Doppler tomography from outer space that they were able to scan to see the foundations of the pyramids, meaning that they now understand what's underneath the pyramids. And what they discovered is rather shocking, if we're going to be honest. This was posted by Jay Anderson, who basically kind of synthesized a press release, and I think he's the one that created these graphics, so I want to make sure we give him a shout out, where they show what's underneath these pyramids using this new technology that can help them scan the ground. Check this out.
The recent findings from deploying this technology are nothing short of mind-blowing, because what's been discovered is that there are huge structures coming down from the base of the pyramid deep into the bedrock, in fact over 600 meters deep, which then connects to structures that extend up to 2 kilometers below the surface of the ground.
That's really deep. They're going to the bedrock, meaning the foundation of the earth, which is crazy that the bedrock's so high in Egypt. You know, I didn't expect almost a mile deep. I guess of just sand and stuff, dirt and sand. And so they're going to the very, very, very deep of the bedrock, and these pyramids have these foundations that we didn't know they had prior to this.
Massive internal structures connected to the base of the pyramid and extending deep, deep.
Yo, what the fuck? Right? Like, is anyone else tripped on this? Like what took me into a thing about it was how we've talked about technology like advancing in the history, and this is a take that I agree with. Okay, I was like, damn, that's true. If you think of technology, we've always considered technology being at its peak right now, right? And we always figured like, okay, like in the past, like these motherfuckers didn't have technology. A perspective that fucked with me was, what if technology has been just a circle and we haven't caught the fuck back up, right? Like what if like in Earth, civilization it was wiped the fuck out and we just haven't caught up to where we have been yet. And I'm like, damn, because I mean, think about it. This right here makes you question every fucking thing that they have ever fucking said about the pyramids. In my opinion, that shit's out the fucking window. And it also gave me a sense of like, damn, y'all motherfuckers just making shit up. Y'all motherfuckers making shit up. All right, here we go.
Down. This is what we know so far. This has allowed researchers to create a 3D model of the internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Now, this model has revealed a previously unknown chamber with 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof, which in of itself is an architectural design unlike any previously documented in the Giza pyramid.
Okay, so I've
Okay,
always
what's
found
he
it
watching?
odd that they spent all this time, all this money, decades, to just
He's watching something that has 7.2 million and has all these drawings. That's what I want to watch. I don't want to watch his perspective on it. I want to watch whatever the fucking shit is that he's watching right now. All right, let's go over to Rogan. Let's go to Rogan real quick, because Rogan might explain where he got that. Oh, shit. Rogan might explain where he got the information, right?
Talking of pyramids, dude, this new pyramid shit that's just come out.
Oh, this is insane. Yeah, I was going to send this to you as well, Jamie. I'll send you one of the most comprehensive breakdowns of it on X, because it's quite stunning.
On X.
So apparently, through the use of LiDAR, they have discovered that there are enormous structures underneath the Great Pyramid that go kilometers deep into the earth with coils. So enormous pillars, and then these coils. They don't understand what it is because they're just looking at LiDAR images. But whatever this is a uniform structure. There's several pillars, and all of this is like very, very, very weird.
Yeah, it's 600 meters descending down those cylinders, and then there's more stuff below it, and then there's additional structures inside of it. Yeah, that was crazy.
It's really crazy. There's a guy, Jay Anderson, and he did a breakdown of it. Maybe this would be good. We could play this. It makes a little more sense when someone's explaining it to you.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we need somebody that's an expert here, not me and you.
Zawi Hawass, by the way, has said it's nonsense. So I don't know.
Already?
Yes. According to Graham Hancock. This is the wonderful thing about having Graham
I texted
Hancock.
Graham yesterday. I was like, yeah, what's going on with this?
Yeah, so click on that and go full screen, please.
How significant of a discovery this is.
Dun, dun, dun. I love the music. And geometry, so you know it's real.
You got to appreciate the dramatic intro.
Project Unity.
What has just been announced in relation to the pyramids at the Giza Plateau and the plateau itself is so incredible, so awe-inspiring and narrative-shattering that I have been sitting here for the last hour trying to wrap my head around the implications of what we were just told. So this is pretty much breaking news because the new findings were announced on the 16th of March at a press conference held by the team who were studying the Great Pyramid of Giza with a non-invasive technology that was first developed by Filippo Bionde and Corrado Malanga called synthetic.
Okay, hold on. I found it.
Components. The recent findings from deploying this technology are nothing short of mind-blowing because what's been discovered
All right. I just want to get it from the fact. You know what I mean? I want to hear raw. What the fuck is happening right here? We're watching this pyramid shit, dog.
Announced in relation to the pyramids at the Giza plateau and the plateau itself is so incredible, so awe-inspiring and narrative shattering.
Right.
I have been sitting here for the last hour trying to wrap my head around the implications of what we were just told. So this is pretty much breaking news because the new findings were announced on the 16th of March at a press conference held by the team who were studying the Great Pyramid of Giza with a non-invasive technology that was first developed by Filippo Bionde and Corrado Malanga called synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography. So this was used to explore the internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And this method leverages the analysis of micro movements typically generated by background seismic activity to achieve a high resolution full 3D tomographic imagery of the pyramid's interior and subsurface components. The recent findings from deploying this technology are nothing short of mind-blowing, because what's been discovered is that there are huge structures coming down from the base of the pyramid deep into the bedrock, in fact over 600 meters deep, which then connects to structures that extend up to 2 kilometers below the surface of the ground. 2 kilometers. Massive internal structures connected to the base of the pyramid and extending deep,
Right, Panda?
deep down. This is what we know so far. Utilizing high resolution.
Okay, so if you're popping in, this is like the video that kind of broke this story open about how they found all of these coils and structure underneath the pyramids, and not just underneath. We're talking about fucking deep underneath, right? So if you haven't seen these, it broke out probably on the 19th. So I think it was on Thursday or something like that. Maybe Wednesday. I heard about all this. It's been going around. I haven't had a chance to actually just fucking dive in. I'm super interested in this kind of shit. So like I'm all about it. So I was like, I'm gonna roll blunt and I'm gonna pop on here, and we're going through it. So if you're just popping on right now, go and kick it with us. We're watching about this whole shit about the pyramids and about how they found some shit underneath it.
Radar images from Capella Space and Umbra, which are 2 private companies that specialize in satellite-based synthetic aperture radar imaging. This has allowed researchers to create a 3D model of the internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Now, this model has revealed a previously unknown chamber with 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof. Which
this is what we're talking about then, right here.
An architectural design unlike any previously documented in the Giza Pyramid. But the most shocking discovery lies beneath the surface, below ground level. Radar tomography has identified vertical cylindrical structures extending for hundreds of meters beneath the pyramid. There are 8 of these cylindrical wells arranged in 2 parallel rows, descending to an astonishing depth of 648 meters. Even more intriguing, at the base of these structures are 2 massive cubic formations measuring approximately 80 meters in diameter.
What?
The tomographic data suggests that these are vertical wells with intricate spiral pathways. Now, this design not only implies a functional purpose, but also a level of sophisticated engineering that completely blows the dynastic Egyptian model out of the water. I mean, the pyramid itself was already a massive red flag in the ancient Egyptian historical narrative.
Right.
But now, with this discovery, I think it's become impossible to say that the Egyptian civilizations that we understand, that we've been taught about, were responsible for building these structures. And it doesn't even end there. The radar analysis extends beneath the entire Giza plateau, revealing interconnected structures beneath not only the Great Pyramid of Giza, but also those of Khufu and Menkaure. The subsurface network reaches down to a staggering depth of approximately 2 kilometers. 2 kilometers. This is not possible given the standard historical and archaeological narrative given to us about ancient Egypt. Now, I'm hearing that there is more to come. There is a 4-hour presentation that's going to be released by the research team. This is what I'm hearing.
What?
It's going to go into every detail of their findings.
What?
This has essentially been a strategic release of incredible data ahead of time to get people interested. And I am more interested in this than basically anything else right now. Because this is by far
crazy,
the most provocative piece of evidence.
Fucking
for not
fact.
only a potential technological explanation for the purpose of the Giza complex, but it also provides the most extraordinary evidence for a pre-flood era civilization that was flourishing in a way that we can scarcely comprehend. It's also possible that this spiraling cylindrical series of structures are staircases, and I can't help but think of the channeled writings of Thoth the Atlantean, you know, the Emerald Tablets, speaking of a lost hall of records, a sacred hall of knowledge below the Giza Plateau, the halls of Amenti. Could this be the lost hall of records from the pre-flood era? Now, obviously, this discovery is extremely controversial. It runs as a complete contradiction of the established narratives and status quo in mainstream academia on these issues.
Right.
This will cause big waves throughout the academic and the wider world if they can fully evidence these findings. But the results so far seem pretty clear. There is obviously significant structural engineering taking place deep below the pyramids and the Giza Plateau in general. Has this changed your mind on the pyramids? Has this strengthened your position on what they might have been? Has this new discovery given you any new ideas about what the implications are? Let me know in the comment section below. And honestly, everyone, share this far and wide. This is such interesting stuff. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll just have to see where this goes, because rest assured...
Okay, send it to me. Send it to me, Cody. I'm in this shit right here. You're saying there's something out there that is debunking this? We did hear that Rogan...
keeping a very...
Rogan said someone did debunk it. Let's go to
radar Doppler tomography.
Let's go to the end of what he says about it.
To explore the internal structure of the Great Pyramid.
Which friend?
Is what we know so far.
What does your friend think about it?
Which friend?
The one that you said it's bullshit.
Oh, that's not my friend. That's Zawi Hawass.
Okay.
Zawi Hawass is the head of antiquities in Egypt. He's like the head guy that talks to the archaeologists and gives the official narrative. In the past, he's been extremely hostile to Graham Hancock, but Graham Hancock and him have now become friends.
Oh, yes. I do know this guy.
Coordinating. Graham is a lovely guy. People that like are enemies with him just need to get to know him and hang out with him. He's a genuine, real human being who's trying to find the truth.
Okay, so who was the guy?
And hang out with him. Graham have now become friends.
Oh,
Graham Hancock passed and gives the official the head.
You said it's bullshit.
Oh, that's not my friend. That's Zawi Hawass.
Okay.
Zawi Hawass is the head of antiquities in Egypt. He's like the head guy that talks to the archaeologists and gives the official narrative. In the past, he's been extremely hostile to Graham Hancock, but Graham Hancock and him have now become friends.
Oh, yes. I do know this guy.
Coordinating. Graham is a lovely guy. People that like are enemies with him.
I don't know how to spell Zawi Hawass. Oh, God, they dig under that bitch or something. How they gonna prove it wrong? What if? Have you guys heard of Project Bluebeam? Right? Have you heard of Project Blue Beam, where like there's some conspiracies out there that say like the government is going to, you know, try to control us with fear of aliens, right? And it's like it's some theory out there, whatever. Okay. Oh, thank you, Susie. God damn, Susie, you are just a wealth of fucking plug. Okay, he hasn't come out and said anything, I believe. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe he has a fucking, I bet you he has an X. I bet you he has an X, and maybe he came out and said something on X. Yeah, there he is. Wow, it's temporary restricted. I wonder if he popped off. Okay, here's something saying he denies the rumors. Denies rumors regarding the pyramids of King Khafre issued by specialists who know nothing about. Whoa. Damn. It's interesting. It's interesting. That's how I feel about this, is that like, hey, let me shut this door so I can blow him out. All right. Light this blunt up. Let's light this blunt up. Still waiting on my source to send the video of the debunking. Thank you. Appreciate it. I guess this is the guy right here, right? This is the dude, but it's caution, temporary. Oh, yeah, we can still view it. Let's go. I wonder why his shit got blocked. I wonder what he was doing. $22 followers? Probably not him. Probably not him. AZ zombies, or just an exaggeration to further their theories. So you're saying that basically this is all bullshit? Because I feel like this discovery zombie is almost like saying like your theory's wrong, right? Like the theory that we've been trained, right, or taught about pyramids is all fucked up, right? Let's go ahead and just facts on pyramids, right? Does it talk about how they're built? Okay. With ramps and sleds and wet sand, and I want it to be the Anunnaki and Sumerians, but I don't know if people could have done it with some sonic tools to make stones or. Nah, this is the topic I go into rabbit holes about. Hell yeah. Okay, here we go. Here's the debunk.
What's up, everybody? Possibly everybody that has a channel has covered this already, but I was ignoring it at first. I kept hearing more and more. Then I heard somebody say that they detected structures 2 kilometers below the Earth, so I started looking into it, and I'll just show you guys what I'm looking at here. First, I'll give you the Daily Mail version, which is basically what everybody with a short video on this is reporting from, and I don't know if they looked into this very much. If this is true, then yeah, it's extraordinary, but I don't know. The whole internet might have just got played. You tell me. Researchers from Italy and Scotland claim to have uncovered a vast underground city which stretched more than 6,500 feet directly underneath the pyramids of Giza, making them 10 times larger than the pyramids themselves, which has spawned images like this that are now going around, and I'm getting a serious Tartaria flashback vibe. If you guys remember the old underground pictures of the cathedrals, you know what I'm talking about. The new radar technique works by combining satellite radar data with tiny vibrations from naturally occurring seismic movements to construct 3D images of what lies beneath the surface of the Earth without doing any physical digging. Nicole Sicolo, the project spokesperson, said a vast underground city has been discovered beneath the pyramids. This groundbreaking study has redefined the boundaries of satellite data analysis and archaeological exploration. The cylinder-shaped structures, which Sicolo referred to as shafts, were arranged in 2 parallel rows and surrounded by descending spiral pathways. Sicolo said the cylinder structures were found underneath each of the 3 pyramids and appeared to serve as access points to this underground system. The existence of vast chambers beneath the Earth's surface, comparable in size to the pyramids themselves, which have a remarkably strong correlation between the legendary halls of Amenti, Sokolo added. So that's their spokesperson mentioning the halls of Amenti. We'll get back to that. These new archaeological findings could redefine our understanding of the sacred topography of ancient Egypt, providing spatial coordinates for previously unknown and unexplored subterranean structures, she added. The news has gone viral this week, with X flooded with posts about the potential discovery. Yes, it has. Even Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna shared a post about it. And then, I'm reading claims about this saying that these cylindrical structures stretching down over 600 meters, about 2,000 feet, straight down beneath the Great Pyramid of Giza. These massive findings, located more than 2 kilometers below the pyramid's base, hint at an enormous hidden construction. So is it 600 meters or is it 2 kilometers? Because that's not the same thing. Now, I guess they could mean that the cylinders are 600 feet and then those boxes below them are another 1.4 kilometers. They're also saying that there's another 5 chambers, I think they said, that were previously unknown inside of the pyramid. And then a whole nother horizontal ramp, and then whatever that stuff is down at the bottom. I guess those are supposed to be rooms. I don't know. So like I said, if this is true, this is pretty extraordinary. Supposedly those shafts are hollow, and then it's got a spiral walkway going all the way down. But the data that they're showing to back that up is this. So translating that.
Oh. So this is what they've seen. This is the actual imagery. And they've put together from that this. Interesting. So they're saying this is the image on that we see on the left, and this is what we're gonna. I mean, I can see what they're doing there, but that's kind of interesting. Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
Into a hollow shaft with a spiral walkway going down is using a bit of artistic license, in my opinion. And I also want to point out that
that's a good point. Where do you see? Like, where did they get the spiral situation from? So let's continue to see what's up.
These guys somehow have this technology that can see 2 kilometers down into the earth, then they'd probably be a national security threat, because you can't have anybody peeking around what's under the White House or what's in Cheyenne Mountain or any of their big tunneling projects that they've got going. Now, I don't know. This could be 100% legit. I'm just voicing a little bit of doubt here. We'll get into the actual paper in a minute, but it sounds like they're just analyzing publicly available data, and they're somehow able to come to these conclusions where nobody else could. But to the left, you've got a drawing of the inside of the pyramid. In the middle, it's kind of mixed over their thermal imaging, for lack of a better word. It's SARS. But then on the right, with their imaging, I don't see how you're correlating that at all to the image on the left. And and then here you've got kind of the same thing. It's just a green blob.
All right. Okay. Now on the other one, I was kind of with them a little bit. This one, I see it a little bit, right? Like the next one, like I'm sure they understand what that white, like what this area, this globe means. You know what I mean? So I'm sure they're like, okay, that means it's a hollow area. So for him to just kind of just be like, oh, they're completely fucking just making this shit up. Is it there? But I also agree with, okay, well, the literal imaging you have probably isn't accurate either, right? And I think it's somewhere in the middle is what I would guess.
And then here you've got kind of the same thing. It's just a it's just a green blob. But anyway, I'm just looking through the data that they've put forth here, and I'm a bit skeptical, especially when I got to this image. And below the ground, below the pyramid, they are depicting that as a spring with a weight on it. Now, pretty much the only...
Yeah, this guy sounds like me. You know what I mean? I don't think that he has any credentials out here. He's just a motherfucker with a podcast out here, probably a channel. You know, out here just fucking reading some shit. So I wouldn't take this. You know, I'm just taking it in as a perspective, right? At this point, I'm watching all of what's going on and just trying to gain a perspective, as many as I can to kind of come up with my own conclusion, right?
Only way that would be applicable in this situation is if these columns were hanging off of the bottom of the pyramid and it was completely open all around that. That's the only way that would actually be applicable here. And then diagram D is using time as one vector and energy as another. Huh? And then it's pointing towards the azimuth. And in another image here, you see these referred to as the azimuth view, I guess, on the bottom here. Azimuth. Well, the actual definition of azimuth is it's usually used in like an astronomical setting, but the azimuth is how far off either north or south an object is. So here you're about 45 degrees southeast, and then you have your elevation or inclination, whatever they call it in this case. But, you know, I don't know everything. I just know that this is one of the definitions of azimuth. It may have another meaning, but I couldn't find it. Now, back to the halls of Amenti that was referenced by their official spokesperson. Now, I've heard of this several times. You guys probably have too. But once again, to the best of my knowledge, this only comes from one source, and that's the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean, a book that was published in the 1940s or 50s by Maurice Doreal. And he was an American occultist and founder of the Brotherhood of the White Temple. He claimed that in 1925, he visited the Great Pyramids of Giza. He discovered a set of ancient emerald tablets belonging to the Egyptian deity Thoth, whom he reimagined as a king of...
All right, I kind of tailed off. You guys tailed off on this shit too? Because this kind of, I don't think he's like really, I mean, I was into this up here where he's like, I'm into this. Now he's getting into some other shit. But is it just kind of, okay, here, you guys go back into it. Let's go back. Was that paying attention? Should I keep it going for you guys? My bad, I kind of zoned out on it. I got a text. Anyone want me to keep it going, or I'm going to skip forward to where he gets back to like talking about the shit here? Anyone against that?
To discredit this, but I'm just letting you know that's one issue here. Now let's talk physical sciences here. Anywhere you dig down, you're going to hit the water table eventually. That's why people dig wells, even in the desert. So under the Giza Plateau, the water table is about 4 to 7 meters below the surface. So if this is true, then that is an amazing feat of engineering, because going 2 kilometers down, you're going to be pumping massive amounts of water out of the ground to be able to dig it, and then it's going to be a trick to keep it dry once you've dug it. Another consideration is that the pyramids are built on top of bedrock. Now, it's claimed in the paper that they went down, whatever, 600 meters, 2 kilometers to hit the bedrock, but it's typically known that it's about 30 to 50 feet down. So again, if true, that's an amazing feat of engineering to go 2 kilometers through bedrock. There's even a Bible verse about the man who built his house on stone and the guy who built it on sand. The builders of the pyramid knew they had to be on a solid foundation, which was actually the first thing I thought of when I heard this. I was like, well, wow, they went all out on some pylons, but if they're hollow inside, which how they interpret that from the data, I have no idea, but you wouldn't make the pylons hollow. So this is a really long paper that they wrote, and they've got all kinds of mathematical equations in here, and it looks all official. But I don't know how many people dug down to the conclusions at the end. But let's start right here. This is describing this figure right here, the strange one that caught my eye. Figure 8 illustrates the oscillating model in the Euclidean space-time coordinates, x, y, z, t, where the satellite motion has been purified from any orbital distortion so that the geometric parameters used to perform the tomographic focusing can be rigorously understood. That doesn't actually say anything. Figure 8C is the length of the spring when it's at its maximum tension, while LO is its length when no mass is present. So once again, unless these pillars are hanging off of the bottom of the pyramid, then this is just absurd. Now look, I'm no physicist, and if I'm wrong, I'll admit that I'm wrong, but I got a feeling when actual physicists review this paper, it's going to be a laughing stock. No, it hasn't been peer-reviewed at this time. Even how this came to be on the internet is a little bit fuzzy, because I've heard one story where it was leaked, and then another story where they held a press conference. But I've kind of illustrated many times that facts don't matter.
That's a good point, actually. How did this guy get that information? If there's a press conference, press means, someone on that bitch. You know what I mean? But we haven't seen any of that press conference. Yeah, that's kind of where he's saying, like, let me pause this real quick, make these but wouldn't you think that we would see some kind of, like, not the dude who's telling us off X? We would have seen more from the press conference itself, like more from, like, the people who did it. So I do think that is a questionable situation there. That we're not seeing that at this point, right? Like, I can understand at first, because, like, I mean, even in our own politics, right? Like, things go down in our own politics that nobody even talks about. But if someone's to bring it up, and that has, like, all of a sudden it's talked about, then all of a sudden we can go back, though, and we can watch. So the fact that all of this is coming out and we still haven't seen any clips of the original information coming out. And that's on me if I don't know. Like I said, this is the first time I'm actually being able to dive in. So I'm looking into it right now. I've got pulled up, press conference pyramids here to see is there anything, like everything's a day ago. And the guy who popped that out, I can't recall his name, the homie. Full video will be released the 25th, and that's what was reported. But where did we even get that information, Susie? You're resourceful. If anybody can find this, I bet Susie can. Where are they getting that information, right? Where is the source of this information? Who? Susie's on it, I bet. Watch. Daily Mail? Okay, but where did they get their information, right? They're reporting that from somewhere. Who are they reporting? That's what I want to know. I want to know the source. I wonder if Rogan said it at the beginning. Let's just keep it moving.
If the internet likes what it's hearing. So there's pages and pages of equations making it look all official. But now let's read their conclusions down here. The Giza Plateau had this characteristic, is due to the need to convey in an orderly manner the water that flowed along the faces of the pyramidal structures. Now, it's highly controversial whether the damage on the outside of the Sphinx and pyramids are water erosion, but they're just stating it as fact
Susie,
here. In the case of the pyramid.
Thank you, Susie. Oh, she pops out too. This is what you found right here. Ugh, this always just makes me feel like it's spam. Like I'm about to get a fucking virus if I hit refresh the page. Okay, I can still see it. Interesting that it just says researchers. Italian researchers. Like they're not. Oh, right there. The work by Corrado. Is that who they are? The work by Corrado Malanga from Italy's University of Pisa. I think that's who it is. I think. Let's go check it out. It's weird that these guys don't have websites. I guess I'm just like fucking.
Buon pomeriggio a tutti, sono Nicola Ciccolo, responsabile dell'area comunicazione del progetto di ricerca chiamato Progetto Kefren. Diamo il benvenuto a...
I may have found it. This was done on March 15th. Damn, I need to have that motherfucker translated. Oh shit. Hell yeah. For they say actually you translate it. For translate, click on settings, subtitles, and choose your language. Hey, someone walk me through how to do this. Hold on though. How do I get it to do oh, Jason, come on, brother.
Buon pomeriggio a tutti, sono Nicola Ciccolo, responsabile dell'area comunicazione del progetto di ricerca chiamato Progetto Kefren. Diamo il benvenuto a tutta la stampa italiana accreditata in presenza e a tutta la stampa collegata in remoto. Questa è una conferenza stampa speciale per svelare in esclusiva i risultati di uno studio assolutamente innovativo innovativo e rivoluzionario reso possibile dall'unione di un team di ricercatori che hanno unito le loro specifiche competenze storico-archeologiche, scientifiche e tecnologiche, in particolare il professor Corrado Malanga, ricercatore e capo del progetto di ricerca, l'ingegner Filippo Biondi, specialista in tecnologia SAR, e il dottor Armando Mi, esperto di egittologia. Grazie alla tecnologia SAR o radar ad apertura sintetica, combinata con la nuova metodologia della tomografia Doppler, il gruppo di ricerca qui presente ha fatto una serie di scoperte senza precedenti, localizzate sotto la piana di Giza. Questa innovazione tecnologica consiste nel convertire le informazioni radar fotoniche in segnali fononici. Questo permetterebbe di esplorare strutture sepolte in profondità sotto la superficie terrestre.
Parlare della ricerca che noi abbiamo fatto. È una ricerca innovativa che parte in realtà da diversi anni fa, quando noi abbiamo cominciato a lavorare sulla piramide di Cheops, così come viene chiamata dagli esperti. Da quel punto di vista abbiamo cominciato a scrivere dei lavori scientifici e dei libri che parlavano di quello che noi abbiamo trovato con il radar ad apertura sintetica. Il radar ad apertura sintetica è una tecnica che prevede di utilizzare un radar posto a circa 680 km d'altezza, in orbita attorno al pianeta, che trasforma i segnali fotonici in segnali fononici, cioè trasforma la luce in suono, in vibrazione. Tutto quello che noi possiamo quindi vedere è un'immagine sonora delle cose che andiamo a vedere. Questa tecnica ci permette di guardare dentro le cose. Come voi sapete, i fotoni, la luce, si ferma di fronte ai suoni, ma il suono no. Il granito.
Damn. So basically what I'm gathering from this is he's starting with to let you know that, like, okay, we tested this on this pyramid over here, to confirm what it's showing us, right? And he's saying, like, okay, based on how things are projected off things, we can tell what it is, and then they go inside the pyramid and they confirm it, right? Like, they're able to do that with a pyramid, right? So I think, because the reason we got here is we were listening to someone be like, well, how the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, these motherfuckers don't even know. Well, it sounds like the motherfucker already knew motherfuckers were going to come at him for that one, and he started with that shit. So he said, nah, motherfucker, trust me, we tested this out.
Ha una velocità del suono di circa 4.000 metri al secondo, l'acqua 1.400 metri, l'aria 340 metri al secondo. Quindi, se noi riusciamo a trasformare la luce in suono, quello che ci apparirà è che il granito è più trasparente del vetro. Questo ci permette di vedere dentro i monumenti antichi, come le 3 piramidi della piana di Giza, senza una pietra. Andando a vedere più da vicino la struttura di queste macchie, ci rendiamo chiaramente conto, e queste macchine ne vedete 2, ma in realtà sono 5, 2 davanti, 2 dietro e una nel mezzo. Queste macchie sono simili alle stesse macchie che registravamo, in una in particolare, nella piramide di Khnum. Si tratta di uno zen, di una struttura che sostanzialmente avevamo già visto nella piramide che avevamo analizzato proprio. Di queste strutture ce ne sono 5. Ora, domani nella conferenza plenaria mostreremo come arriviamo a questi risultati. Perché? Perché con il radar possiamo fare diverse tomografie guardando la scena da più punti di vista e costruire così un'immagine tridimensionale, ricostruendo perfettamente pietra per pietra tutto quello che vediamo. Non basta una tomografia sola, non basterebbe solo questa immagine per arrivare alla soluzione del problema che poi vi faremo vedere con la costruzione di un modello tridimensionale. Questa è un'immagine presa.
Okay, real quick. I feel fucking. This gives me a lot of confidence in the legitimacy of it, though. Right? Like, so I get it. It doesn't look like these images that we're seeing out there, but based on what he's saying, like he's so confident, it doesn't feel like it feels pretty legit right now. Is where I'm at. I don't know where you guys are at with this right now, but I feel great watching him tell me about this instead of the, like the someone watching and then giving their opinion on it.
Da un altro punto di vista. Bisogna avere sempre gli stessi oggetti posti da un'altra angolazione e bisogna che la consapevolezza di queste immagini entri dentro di noi e questo si può fare solo guardando queste immagini per ore, tornando indietro a riguardare le vecchie tomografie, tornando a riguardare quelle nuove, cercando di identificare ogni struttura in modo tridimensionale. A questo punto potevamo costruire alla fine un modello tridimensionale delle nostre ricerche e ci rendiamo subito conto, domani ce ne renderemo conto meglio perché faremo vedere pezzo per pezzo come siamo arrivati a questi risultati.
What the fuck? They made those images. Are they going to explain it? This is 54 minutes? Oh man, I might be locked in because I want to understand. Okay, this is crazy.
Che nella piramide di Khafre, che fino all'altro ieri gli egittologi dicevano non esserci niente, cioè una montagna di pietra vuota, sostanzialmente, ci sono un sacco di cose. Ci sono 5 posti in una certa posizione, collegati tra di loro da delle ma quello che vediamo è che al di sotto di questa struttura ci sono ben 8 pozzi verticali circondati da qualcosa che assomiglia a una specie, passatemi il termine, di scala a chiocciola. Li vedete qui in un'altra angolazione, da un altro punto di vista. Li vedete qui ancora da un altro punto di vista. Guardate quanta roba c'è lì dentro. Quanti percorsi si possono fare. Ci sono 2 stanze in particolare, una la vedete grande a destra dietro e l'altra a sinistra un pochino più piccola in fondo, che compaiono nelle diverse tomografie e che sono sicuramente qualcosa che assomiglia a dei locali. Guardate come ci appare di fronte. E questi pozzi verticali che scendono fino a una certa distanza, profondità. Questi pozzi verticali, come possiamo vederli dalle tomografie, appariranno molto chiari. Fino a che profondità va questa roba? Il tentativo era di capire questo. Vedete, ci abbiamo messo una specie di piano che simula un percorso di acqua, perché effettivamente sotto una certa altezza del ground zero, diciamo così, della piramide, sotto c'è dell'acqua. Sotto il percorso di acqua c'è ancora roba e noi scendiamo fino a trovare 2 strutture di questo genere, che sembrano, quando li guardate per la prima volta non riuscite a capire di che cosa si tratta, sono in realtà due scatoloni, due grosse.
What if this is just like their fucking sewage system? Yo, what if this is where they like drain their sewage?
Scatole giganti che scopriremo poi hanno circa come dimensioni le dimensioni di 80 metri di lato, due scatoloni di 80 metri di lato. Non è un fenomeno di paraidolia come si potrebbe immaginare, ma è lo stesso computer che ci dice guardate, sono fatti così gli scatoloni, e il computer con le sue analisi, con l'aiuto di...
And that's their septic tank. Oh shit, that's my theory. See, I can come out now, right? I can start my own theory. I could pop out there. If you think about it, it's raining up top. It's raining. The water is going to come into your pyramid. Where does the water go? Right down those little tubes, down to their septic tank.
L'intelligenza artificiale ricostruisce questi due scatoloni, come vedete qui, in cui entrano in ogni scatolone 4 dei tubi che partono dall'alto e scendono verso il basso. Siamo ad una profondità di 648 metri, solamente a questo livello, 648 metri. Guardiamo come apparivano alla nostra tomografia i tubi che, li vedete come sono fatti, qui sono 8, sono in, diciamo, posti su due file al centro del lato della piramide, e vedete che sono circondati da qualcosa che sembra una specie di scala a chiocciola che scende. Questa scala a chiocciola noi l'abbiamo ricostruita sostanzialmente così. Vedete? Sono scatoloni in cui in ogni scatolone scendono 8 tubi fino a 648 metri, 4 da una parte e 4 dall'altra. Siamo a 648 metri. Dopo che cosa succede? Avevamo bisogno, quindi ci eravamo resi conto che nel guardare con questa tecnica, il radar all'apertura sintetica, queste cose, non solo avevamo trovato nella piramide di Cafre un sacco di roba che nessuno aveva mai visto, ma allontanandoci un po' con la visione avevamo visto che sotto c'era roba, e allora ci siamo dovuti allontanare ancora di più. E in una tomografia che domani vedremo pezzo per pezzo, potete vedere all'interno, a metà di questa gigantesca tomografia, vedete in alto la piramide di Cafre. Sulla sinistra, nascosta dai toni di grigio della tomografia, c'è la piccola piramide che è la piramide più piccola della piana di Giza, mentre in realtà sulla destra, invisibile, c'è la piramide di Khnumkufu. Dovete tenere presente che quando noi facciamo una tomografia e tagliamo una torta, questa torta è stata tagliata a metà della piramide di Cafre, a metà. L'astra fotografica che ne viene fuori, siccome ha le informazioni della vibrazione, non solo risente di tutti i pixel, di tutti i punti che sono all'interno della vibrazione della lastra, ma di tutto quello che c'è davanti e di tutto quello che c'è dietro, costruendo quindi un'immagine che all'inizio, per i non addetti ai lavori, è difficile da comprendere. ma che dopo ci permette di comprendere una cosa fondamentale. Guardate, prendiamo solo la parte centrale di questa tomografia e quello che vediamo è che sotto il triangolo centrale che rappresenta i due lati della piramide di Cafre, a circa 640 metri, c'è questo scatolone quadrato, questo piano luminoso che contiene i due scatoloni che vi facevo vedere prima, dove si intravedono con questa tipologia di risposta anche i canali che scendono giù, che qui si vedono, si intuiscono solo perché ve l'ho fatti vedere nella tomografia precedente. Il problema è, ma sotto c'è ancora dell'altra roba, si scende sotto ancora per altri 600 metri e questo ci permette di capire che sotto c'è un mondo che è fatto di tante cose. Per esempio, qui sotto siamo sotto la piana, sotto la piramide di Cheope, e tutta questa roba qui che cos'è? Tutta questa roba luminosa che vibra. Quando noi andremo a fare, e domani lo mostreremo, degli ingrandimenti, scopriremo che lì sotto c'è una vera e propria città, tra virgolette. Siamo, come profondità, a circa 1200 metri di profondità. Come si fa a calcolare questo? Noi si sa che un pixel è lungo x centimetri, quindi basta prendere il numero di pixel che ci viene fornito dal computer e sappiamo esattamente quello che abbiamo di fronte. Domani mostreremo anche come l'occhio umano vedrebbe queste cose se fosse tecnicamente posto sul satellite. Vi ricordo che noi abbiamo utilizzato 2 satelliti, non uno solo, quindi i 2 satelliti ci danno risposte completamente coerenti, quindi tutto ciò che potrebbe essere un riflesso sonoro, noi lo sappiamo identificare perfettamente, perché un riflesso sonoro che vediamo su un satellite e sull'altro non c'è, perché l'altro satellite sta da un'altra parte e quindi vede le cose in un modo completamente differente.
Hold on, I need to take a little break real quick. Crazy. This is why I wanted to dive into it, though. This is where, in my opinion, the best source, right? Like, who said this? How is he saying it? Where did he come up with this? And now I feel confident that, okay, you got my interest. I'm ready. Let's dive in. We're about to go do some commercials right now, unless you are a subscriber. So we'll pause for the cause. Let me know what commercials come up. Marijuana to you. I hope that you are having a beautiful motherfucking day. We're at a little commercial break right now. Go grab a drink or something like that. Everybody out there needs a drink. Stay hydrated out there. Grab some water. Do what you do. Got a minute. We got another minute. Ad break. We back in this bitch or what? Right now we're watching not live. What was a press conference about what has been going on with these pyramids, right? We've seen it all over the place. We even saw, I've seen one person try to debunk it and say, that's bullshit. Man. What a dick. Now we go back to that guy that like questioned it and shit like that and was like, man, that's some bullshit. Like, bro, what the fuck, dude? Did you watch and hear these guys like, it doesn't sound like they took that shit lightly. It sounds like they had a fucking theory and spent multiple motherfucking, you know, they did things. To dumb it down, they did things, dude. To go on there and just be like, nah, these guys are full of shit. Man, that's crazy. Let's go.
Ha sottolineato un'altra cosa. Nella nostra ricerca, i due satelliti che abbiamo utilizzato, che sono Capella Space e Umbra Space, ci forniscono i dati gratuitamente. Tutti possono recuperare questi dati. Basta andare sul sito di questi due gestori e scaricarsi i dati. Quindi questa ricerca non è costata niente. Lo dico perché a paragone di altre metodologie, queste altre metodologie possono essere utilizzate per guardare all'interno delle piramidi come la metodologia muonica, cioè i muoni, che sono particelle in cui è pieno l'universo, irradiano le piramidi. Se io sotto la piramide metto una macchina fotografica con una lastra fotografica per muoni, riesco a vedere come la lastra fotografica viene impressionata. Una macchina fotografica per muoni costa 1.800.000 euro. Per fare una fotografia ci vogliono 8 mesi. In questo contesto se ne sono occupati 10, 12, 15 istituti universitari al mondo, con un progetto che si chiama Scan Pyramid, che occupa 30 persone che ci lavorano e quindi parecchio tempo. Noi invece lo abbiamo fatto da casa, senza bisogno della macchina fotografica, che dovete tenere presente ha bisogno di porre una lastra fotografica sotto il materiale, quindi ci devi andare personalmente. Il problema invece è che noi lo risolviamo guardando tutto dall'alto, facendo diventare tutto trasparente. Una pietra, un granito, e lo ridico, è più trasparente del vetro da questo punto di vista. Sostanzialmente, mentre la nostra ricerca dura un anno, pochi mesi, sostanzialmente il tempo di verificare tutte le decine e decine di tomografie fatte da più satelliti, il tempo macchina necessario per fare gli accumuli, trasformata di Fourier, dice così, di tutte queste cose, sicuramente non sono gli anni, i soldi, la tecnologia, le persone che sono necessarie per scoprire un decimo di quello che noi scopriamo con questa tecnologia. Quindi questa è una tecnologia innovativa che permette di guardare dentro i monumenti antichi senza andarci, senza spostare.
You guys prefer? Damn, that's tight. He's like, look. Hey, what's up? Thank you for that follow, nerd. What is that? Nerd God Gamer 420. Marijuana to you, my friend. There you go. Gotta keep it pushing, zombie. Feel you. What up, Phoenix Jester? Man, this is interesting stuff right here. Now that I've watched that, shit, I'm chilling today. I'm probably gonna wrap this up and head down to the lounge and watch some basketball, kick it over there. What about you, man? What are you getting into? What is going down today? I was able to dive into this pyramid thing. I've seen a lot about it, so I wanted to understand it. Now I do, and okay. We'll see what's up. I mean, the fact that they built that those types of structures, or maybe they carved it out. I don't know. I don't fucking know. That's why I'm interested in it, though. Let's see what happens with it. What the fuck? Love the weed. I'm probably gonna kill this though right now. I know they're gonna go on to other topics. I wonder how much. I don't think it's probably not all about this. So let's keep it moving. Let's see how much longer. You guys want it with the sound? You want it with him talking, or do you just want it silent? Go ahead and we got 30 seconds to decide. 30 seconds to decide. Small audience right here, though. One vote matters. One vote can change all. All right, no votes. I'm gonna go no motherfucking audio on him, to be honest with you. You keep saying tomorrow, man, so they're probably cooking on this shit right now. Nice. So Susie found out it's tomorrow too. Oh. Damn, so does that mean they're gonna go down there and start digging? That's what I'm about to say. Will they go down there and dig it out? Not dig it out, but like where to they can go and check this shit out? Like, check this shit out. If this is me and I'm involved with this, I'm like, well, let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go. I'm figuring out how to get down that bitch, right? I'm a spelunker. I only done spelunking once in one cave, I mean, right? I go often. The one in Tucson, Pepper Sauce. I'm a spelunker. You're telling me you just discovered a whole new motherfucking... What? Oh, I'm in that bitch. I'm in that bitch. Wouldn't you be? Don't you think they're in that bitch right now? Oh, man. If I'm a fucking... All of these major fucking streamers, they need to be going over there right now, right? They need to be trying to infiltrate this shit. Oh, man. If I had endless amounts, I'd be out there. I'd be like...
Che queste siano di natura naturale. Tenete presente per esempio questi pozzi. No? Questi pozzi hanno questa specie di, chiamiamolo tra virgolette, scala a chiocciola che si arrotola a questi pozzi e la luminosità di questo percorso luminoso ha la caratteristica di essere stata ricostruita al computer. E non è sempre la stessa luminosità, perché il radar considera questi pozzi come se fossero di vetro, cioè ne vede sia il davanti che il dietro. E quando questa cosa luminosa gira intorno e gira dall'altra parte, la sua frequenza luminosa, cioè la sua vibrazione, si modifica e si modifica con 3 gradi di luminosità diversi, facendo capire una cosa fondamentale, che questi pozzi sono in realtà dei tubi, cioè dentro c'è il vuoto e sono tutti uguali. E sarà molto improbabile che si tratti di qualcosa che è stato fatto.
Yeah, I think I got the facts from homie. I don't know what I was going to talk about, but yeah, let's see what else he pops out with. I'm very interested now. Tomorrow, I guess, is the next one. Where is this? Who are you? I'm subscribing. Oh. This is who Susie put me on game on, actually. Nicole Kikola. Let's see what she's had to say recently. Maybe she's dropped something out here. Maybe she's gone live 2 days ago. All right. Oh, here's the next one. Sauce. Thank you for your patience, and we know many of you are eagerly awaiting the English translation of our latest comments at the recent findings of the. We are pleased to announce that the Italian version will be publicly released March 23rd. English version will follow shortly after. We also want to express our sincere gratitude for the incredible support you are giving. Fuck yeah, no problem. Liking it. Matter of fact, I'm even gonna comment. Can't wait. Thank you for your give her roses. Give her the roses. All right, do I got my alert on though? It said remind me. Wild though. Fucking wild, man. What do you think now? Just cleaning and chores, bro. Def some dabs. There you go. Maybe take the Harley out. There you go. Be careful though. Please be careful, man. I'm high. Am I running hot? Well, marijuana, you guys. About to go hit that day. Pretty crazy about those pyramids, though. Pretty crazy. I'm hoping that they're going down there with some cameras right now, right? Let's have someone go down there. Let's see what's up. That's where I'm at with it. Thank you so much, popping in. Marijuana to you. I'm gonna raid my buddy right now. Let's raid my buddy. My buddy. My buddy. Alright, you want me to log in? I'll fucking log in. Whatever you need me to do. Booyah. All right. Raid my friend there. Work it sure did. All right. I'll see you over at Mines. I'm going to go fuck with the guy and his games. Marijuana to you.